Hi everybody and welcome to this video, which is about reflecting a point across a mirror line, something that people sometimes have difficulty with. I've put two logos down below in the video, you can see them here, and these are for videos that come before this one, and these are about plotting a coordinate and about translating a point, which are all key and really important things for you to know about. So in reflecting a point across a mirror line, let's just go back to that translation idea and let's have a look and see what it actually means. So if I've got a point, and so if I've got a point on my graph and I'm asked to translate it, then I'll talk about translating things left or right or up or down. So as an example, if I was going to translate this 3 right, I would go 1, 2, and 3 right. That would be a translation of 3 right. Or I could do a translation of 4 up. 1, 2, 3, or 4 up. And that's what that translation is. Let's just have a look at the translation for 3 right, which looks like that. And let's see if we can draw some similarities to what I'm about to do. Okay, so let's look at reflecting a point across a mirror line. So the first thing to identify is what is our mirror line, and our mirror line is this blue line which is going straight up and down, or is called vertical. It's a vertical line. And when we reflect a point across a mirror line, we're going to use the skills we know for translating a point. Let's give an example. So firstly, we're going to have this point here, and we will call that point point A. And we want to reflect point A across the mirror line. Now all we do is we use our skills of translating, and translating means that we're going to move, as I've already said, left or right or up or down, and we translate in the shortest route possible to the mirror line. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to the mirror line. And importantly, what we will find is that what we've created here, is we've created, if I just put a box in here in this corner, it'll help. I've created a perpendicular line, and we know that that's 90 degrees. So we've created a perpendicular line directly to the mirror line, 90 degrees between the two. Now, what am I going to do now? Well, I did. As I counted in here, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the mirror line, and all I do, because it's a mirror, if I mirror something, it means I copy it exactly. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that point there is the mirror image, a reflection of point A. And sometimes you'll be asked to label that, and now I'm going to label this as point B. Okay, so let's have another quick example, and this time we're going to translate this point here, which we're going to translate this point here, which we're going to call point C. And again, we're going to go by the shortest route to the mirror line. So we're going to go 1, 2 and 3, and this is our 90 degree angle. This is the perpendicular here, and we're now going to go, because we went 3 to the mirror line, we're just going to go 3 out the other side. 1, 2 and 3, and I'm going to label that point, we're going to call that point D. Okay, well look, we've looked at 2 examples of a vertical mirror line. Now let's have a look at doing a horizontal mirror line. So now we've got the horizontal mirror line, and we're going to translate our first point, and we're going to call this point point E. And all we're going to do is again go by the shortest route possible to the mirror line. So I'm going to go, in this case, 1, 2, 3 and 4 down, and what that means then is I've just got to go 1, 2, 3 and 4 out the other side, and we're going to label this new point point F. And I can, if I want to, I can also go up. So in this case we'll have point G, and we'll go, well, it seems the same, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So that means I go 1, 2, 3, 4 up on the other side, and I'm going to label that point H. There we go. That's reflecting a point across the horizontal mirror line. So finally, let's have a look at what most people consider to be possibly the most difficult thing, which is to reflect a point on a diagonal mirror line. So let's just start with our point, and we'll have that point here. And here's the difference. Beforehand, we've always been travelling along the edge of the squares. We've either been going sideways or horizontally, or we've been going up and down. Now comes the difference. The difference is that we go from corner to corner to corner of the squares. Now if I go from, let's go from this corner, and I go from corner to corner to corner to corner to corner to corner, and then halfway across one of the squares, then I've travelled 3.5 squares. Now importantly, the other thing that I've got there is, and you may have seen or guessed this already, but if I put a square in there, then I've got another perpendicular line. So we're always travelling in a perpendicular direction to the mirror line. Okay, so let's go back to my example, and we were starting up here, and I'm going to call this point P, and we're going to travel, let's count them out, 1, 2, 2 diagonals across the squares, 3, and then, yep, you've guessed the routine now. I'm going to travel 3 across again, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to label that, let's call that point Q. And that's all there is to reflecting a point on a diagonal mirror line. Let's have one more example. So let's have another point. This time I'll do it such that we've got a half square to go across. So we'll start here. So we'll start with this point, which we'll call point R. And here we go. 1, 2.5 squares across. And yep, you know what to do, don't you? We're going to go half, 1.5, 2.5 squares across. And I'm going to label this point S, and that's how we reflect a point on a diagonal mirror line. Well, there you go. There is the video about reflecting a point on a horizontal, vertical and diagonal line. There are other videos to help you out on this, most importantly the video about how to translate a point. There will be a link there, and if you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing.